So what is the first picture that comes into your mind when you think of a genealogist? Well, scratch that and take a look at yourself. Webster's dictionary defines a genealogist as a person who traces or studies the descent of persons or families. By following these simple steps, you too can become your family's own genealogist. While African American family research can be more challenging to conduct than other types, the basic principles for getting started are the same. First, you should start by interviewing your parents, grandparents, or other family members who can answer any questions about your parents or grandparents. Once you've gotten all the verbal info that you can, try to obtain any documentation to support the information that you do have. Vital records that you may have access to, like birth, marriage, or death certificates, are great resources, as they may be able to provide parental information and confirm dates and places of birth and death. Funeral books and obituaries often provide a wealth of information. Oftentimes, the names of the deceased person's parents are listed, along with the names and sometimes the location of other family members. Of course, their date and place of birth and death will be listed, and sometimes even much more. So once you've collected all the data, you need to put it somewhere. I like to use Family Tree Maker or Ancestry.com to build my trees. However, there are several other programs out there. You just have to pick the one that works for you and your budget. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to build a family tree for Kanye West using Ancestry.com. Now, Kanye West has never been one of my clients, but there was enough information out there available to build the tree and give you examples of how you can get started on your own. So as I mentioned before, it makes the most sense to start with yourself and work yourself backwards generation by generation. For the purpose of Kanye's tree, we'll use him as a starting point. Of course, the information that I'm putting in for him is public, so his birthday is on Wikipedia. He's obviously living, and according to his Wikipedia page, he was born in Atlanta, Georgia. So go ahead and save that information, and the next thing I would do is add his parents. So for the purpose of this, I'm putting his father's name, which is recorded as Raymond West. However, I don't want to put his birthday or birthplace as he's still living. I'm making this tree private and saving it so that no one else can view it unless I make it public. Then I added his mother with all the information from her obituary. We were able to get a really full profile on her. Obviously, her maiden name was Williams, according to her obituary. There we found her birthday, her birthplace, her date of death, and obviously where she passed away. So once we save the information, we have a tree with both Kanye and his parents listed. So as you see, leaves came up right away for his mother, and the leaves on Ancestry are hints, like you see in the commercial. Now, it's the same information that I got from the obituary we can plug in. We know that her dad's name was Portwood Williams, and we know that he was a senior based on the fact that she had a sibling who survived her named Portwood Williams Jr. So since I've already researched this family, I know that both of Kanye's maternal grandparents are also deceased, so that's why I chose their status as deceased. Also, I put just the first initial of his grandmother's last name, her maiden name, so that when the search goes through, it will bring back more accurate results. So as you can see, Kanye's mom's obituary proved to be a resourceful tool. As we plugged in her parents' names, we were able to uncover both sets of Kanye's maternal great-grandparents, and each of them has a leaf hint next to their name, which means that upon further research, we'll probably be able to go to the next generation and so on and so forth. And this started with just one person. So just like my tree started with me, and now I have a couple thousand people on my tree. Thank you for viewing my video, and although it was brief, I hope that it was helpful to you as far as getting started is concerned. Now just to recap real quick, remember, talk to your relatives, gather as much information as you can, and then get any supporting documentation that you can get your hands on to confirm the information that you have. Once you've done that, you need to choose which tools you want to use to plug in your information and keep it organized. Whatever tool you use, once you put that information in, start with yourself and then work your way backwards. Hopefully those tips will get you well on your way. If you want more detailed information or just have more questions, please feel free to email me at ngreen@mybblackheritage.com. So please subscribe to my channel today, and hopefully you'll be back to view the next videos where I'll be discussing how to use the United States Census records in your research. In the meantime, check me out on social media or just send me an email. Again, I'm at ngreen@mybblackheritage.com. Thanks again. In the meantime, take care of yourself.